Hello and welcome back to our channel, Baby Otter Swim School. I'm Kristen Scouton, and today we have two special guests. We're so excited to speak to them. April coming up is Autism Awareness Month, and we have an amazing autism program that we do for special needs. And I wanted to bring in Layla and her mom, Kate. We are so excited because these two found our program and had an amazing success rate. And I wanted to get on and have them share their story because it's incredible. Layla and Kate, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, I did a little of an introduction, but if you guys would mind introducing yourselves further and tell us a little about you, and Layla, tell us a little about yourself as well. So whoever wants to start.
Okay, my name is Kate, and I am Layla's mother. I don't really know what to say about me, except that that's like the best job in the world, is being their mom. And this is Layla.
Hello, my name is Layla. I'm a 21-year-old Special Olympics athlete and an anti-bullying advocate and a baby otter ambassador.
I love it. We're so excited to have you and have you be our ambassador. You're one of the best. I've watched your stories and heard your success, and you're just incredible. When did you guys first get Layla into swim lessons? And what happened when you tried to get her into like normal swim lessons and then our swim lessons?
It's kind of a long story. I have always been afraid of my children drowning before I ever had children. My stepmother's friend died drowning.
Oh, so
So
sorry.
one of the first questions I asked the pediatrician at our very first appointment with Layla when she was born was, how long do I have to wait? And they told me 18 months, which I thought was a little long, but it was a painful wait. Well, it was 18 months when we started noticing the autism. It was also 18 months when her brother was born. So we spent the next probably year focusing on autism. And that's when I really realized how big of a deal swim lessons were going to be. So we started looking around her age of 2.5 and my son's age of 1. And we were just denied, denied, denied. With instructors, they wouldn't just come out and say no. They would say, well, it's going to be challenging. They may not be able to learn like everybody else. So you can pay $60 a lesson once a week for a month, and we'll go month to month. And it was like this endless situation. And any parent who has special needs children knows how expensive that life is, how hard it is to work. So we didn't have money for that. Other places just completely shut us down and said, no, we do not take children with autism without ever even meeting them. Never met them. This was just over the phone. And we actually had one instructor tell us, even though she advertised 100% guaranteed, and she had an advertisement for a child with nonverbal autism that was the same age as my son, that my children would not be capable of learning how to swim.
Mm.
And that's when I lost my mind and couldn't stop crying and was terrified because they were both toddlers. They were now about 4 and 5.
Yeah.
And I went to my pediatrician and I said, what can I do? I'm going to lose them. I
Mhm.
set them down on the ground. One heads for the road, one heads for the water every time. He said, call Baby Otter. They taught my children. So I did. And that's when it started. They were 5 and 4 when we finally found Baby Otter and finally got things rolling.
That's amazing. And what did Baby Otter say when you asked if they did swim lessons?
I told them the story and basically said, we can't guarantee anything because all children are different, all people are different, but we promise you we will stay with you until they're safe in the water. Please forgive me if I cry because it's a very emotional.
Oh, I know. I got the goosebumps too. I love it.
It's an emotional story. So we brought them in, and from the beginning, you could tell that it was a different situation than anything, not just swim lessons, but anybody dealing with special needs kids on this level. Layla could speak, but it was not like not everyone could understand her. Indy couldn't speak at all. But what I noticed right out of the gate was that the instructors spoke to my children with respect. They taught them as if they understood every word that they said. They showed them exactly what to do. They gave them extra breaks if they needed it. And bottom line, they both passed in 5 days. Both of
That's
them.
amazing. 5 days. Oh, that's
Five
so.
days, 5 days. And the most amazing part about it was that they at the time were starting a special needs swim team the following Monday. And Layla had actually passed her turn kick reach on day 2. So
Wow.
they didn't just teach her to be safe in the water. They started teaching her the log roll. Then they started teaching her freestyle, and she was starting backstroke by the end of the 5 days.
Wowzer.
It was amazing. So she was automatically going to the team on Monday. Indiana was not promised a spot because he has dyspraxia. He can't move his hands, the motion of moving both hands at the same time and both legs. He didn't have a very strong kick. They threw him in, he turned around, he got to the wall, he made it. But they said, work with him over the weekend and see what happens. Well, 3 times a day, starting Friday afternoon when we got home, Saturday and Sunday, we took him to the pool. And by the end of Sunday, he was swimming from the shallow end to the deep end and getting out on the ladder. And
Oh
he
my
started
heck.
the swim team on Monday. Never be taught to swim, can't learn it. That's what we were told.
Wow, that's just incredible. It's incredible to say there's no can't in teaching kids. It can be a trial, it can be a struggle, but that's the thing. Like they just need a little bit more work, a little bit more patience, a little bit more different educational style of how to teach them, but they're still capable and they're still
And
able to learn it.
it is so important for the parents to continue to practice with them
Yes,
after. You can't just expect Baby Otter to teach them in 5 days and then you don't swim for 6 months. We got them in the water every day. And it was amazing how quickly and how strong Indy got and how quickly that coordination came together. It was truly a miracle for me because when you have kids with autism, being able to swim, it's not negotiable. It
hmm
is an absolute necessity. We lose so many people, not just children, adults, teenagers, to wandering and drowning every year. It breaks Layla's heart every time she hears about somebody in her community that we lose senselessly like that.
Definitely.
It's not an option to not be able to swim.
Definitely. And especially because they're just so, like, they're interested in a lot of things. And so water is something that's interesting to them. It's something that's moving and it's something that sparkles and shines and they want to see what it's like. And so they're interested in it. And so a lot of the times, they go too far from where they're supposed to. And it just unfortunately happens that way. So teaching your children, your special needs children how to swim is
It,
for sure.
Yes, it's also very sensory, especially for my son. It decompresses a lot of
Mm.
feeling that they're feeling inside, so that once they get in and they feel that, they want to be submerged. And they also, a lot, especially when they're very young, have almost no sense of danger at all.
Yeah.
No idea what's coming. They don't know what's in that water. They don't know they're not going to be able to get out of the water. They're so driven to the water, the sun hitting the water, the moonlight hitting the water. It draws them in sensory wise, especially my son. Honestly, I tell people all the time when they ask what Baby Otter has given to the kids, I don't know that they would be here if we had not found them, especially my son. I know Layla would not have the life that she has. She has such an extraordinary life and so many amazing experiences, but I don't think Indy would be with us, to be honest.
That's incredible. That's such a testament to the opportunity that you gave your kids in choosing Baby Otter, because that probably wasn't a easy, I mean, it was an easy choice in wanting to have them learn how to swim, but it could be scary having them learn from a new program and a new company, but also, the experiences that they've been able to have just because of giving them the opportunity of swim lessons. And not only that, like, how did you feel as a mother after you saw your kids be able to swim? What peace and what comfort did that give you, knowing that when you're around water, they could be okay?
Living in Florida my entire life and being completely surrounded by water, being pools, ponds, lakes, ocean, rivers even, it took the weight of the world off of me because I knew that if they got away from me, whether it were a second, whether it were 10 minutes, they would have a chance to get onto their backs or get back to where they had fallen into the water or gone into the water. Not to mention the pride.
Hmm.
Not to mention the pride of that. We have the most amazing video, of Layla redoing her turn, kick, reach, and Indy doing it for the first time. I mean, the instructor actually yelled, "He did it!" Because
Oh,
there was a minute where we weren't sure if he was going to finish by Friday. They had
yeah.
already told me if he doesn't make it by Friday, go home for a couple weeks, practice, bring him back. Let's see, and we'll work with him. Didn't have to. He had the basics down by Friday because the instructor was so, I can't put enough emphasis on respectful. Talking to him like he was a human being and just, we're going to do this. Let's do this. I believe, I don't remember, it was so long ago now. They're 21 and almost 20.
Yeah.
But I believe somebody was upset. I doubt it was Layla, but Indy was a little bit upset. And my husband was kind of, that knee-jerk reaction to get him. And I'm like, no way. You know, if he can cry, that means he's alive. That's what
Love
we
that.
want. And with drowning, it's if it were a screaming event, people wouldn't drown as often,
Yeah.
and we watch him struggle through this moment, or bluntly, he ends up at the bottom of a lake. I mean, what's the option? There is no option there.
Yeah.
Let him struggle. Let him struggle. Let him get through it. He's got to work through it. And
I
he
love
did.
that. Yeah, definitely. And that's something that we always say too is actually Marlene used to say all the time, I'd rather your child cry for 5 minutes than you cry for a lifetime. That's definitely such a huge thing. Like, because we hear so many times the parents are like, I don't want my child to cry, I don't want my child to struggle. But honestly, like your child crying for just 5 minutes or like 5 minutes or 30, even 30 minutes if they cried the whole lesson is way better than the end result. So
Right.
I love that you brought that up. So thank you.
Well, of course, there was something else that Marlene used to say all the time too that made a ton of sense. Doesn't your kid cry at the doctor's office?
That's
You're not
so
going to not
true.
take them to the doctor's office. You're going to take them to the doctor's office. I mean, this is 5 days, 30 minutes a day. Let them cry through it. Maybe they don't want to get wet that day. Big
Yep.
whoop. Let them get
Yep.
through it. They can take a nap after. But
Yeah.
the point is that I can't think of anything else besides a moving vehicle that is more of a danger to people with autism
Yep.
than the water. It's
Definitely.
really, really bad.
Hey Layla,
Yeah.
what was your swimming lessons like? Do you remember back then when your very first swim lessons with Baby Otter? What was it like to you?
Mm, I was talking about this with mom the other day about swimming. And to be honest, I wasn't that afraid of the water like the other kids. I wanted to try it because, like I said, the reflections on the sun, it was beautiful. And as soon as I learned a turn kick reach,
Mhm.
Mhm.
yep, I immediately fell in love with the water. I
Yeah,
felt like I
definitely.
was made to be around water all the time.
Which takes us into what I want to learn more about you is then you went on and you decided to take your love for the water and swimming and you went to your swim team and your Special Olympics swim team and then you went to the Special Olympics. So tell
Yes,
us
that
more
is
about
me.
how that happened. How did you go from lessons with Baby Otter to Special Olympics?
I wanted to do something more with Special Olympics in my life. I wanted to challenge myself and be around a community that has people like with special needs like me who want to be included. Special Olympics is like it's like an alternative version of the Olympics, except it has special needs people in it
Yeah.
who are inclusive. To be honest, my very first day of swimming, I was in a 25 meter. I started out in a 25-meter team back then, and I see a lot of people who are much older than me. I was 10 at that time. I was really young, and I didn't understand what was going on. And I struggled because I felt really intimidated. A lot of people were faster than I am, and I felt like I wasn't going fast enough because I just started on a team. My mom said, it'll get better. Just give it a shot. And I did. And in a couple of years, I got in a 50-meter team.
That's
And I've
incredible.
been at 50-meter ever since.
That is so cool. And you went on to the Special Olympics and you
Mhm.
won.
Yes.
Yeah, what
I
did you
have
win?
like countless gold medals. I can't even tell you how many gold medals I've won throughout the years.
That's incredible. That is incredible. Gold medal winner. That's amazing.
Yes.
But not to mention the rest of her life and the things that are in her life because she is such a strong swimmer. Baby Otter did not just teach them how to swim, they taught them safety.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they were not allowed to jump around in the pool and be reckless and play, they had to be safe in the water. And because Layla takes safety so seriously, she's been allowed to do multiple sports. So in Special Olympics, they have 4 different water sports, and they all require a swim test.
Mhm.
You have to be able to pass the swim test because you have to prove that you're strong. So she does paddleboard. She does surfing. She does open water swimming. Yeah, like red
Oh,
flag conditions.
oh my
She
goodness.
she does some crazy stuff, but she knows what she's doing. She knows what she can handle. What did you get to do at USA Games?
Oh, yeah. I got to teach Tim Tebow how to surf on ESPN on Typhoon Lagoon.
Oh my goodness. No way. That's
Yes.
incredible.
I was there for USA Games to compete in surfing, which was the very first time that Special Olympics USA Games included surfing.
That's incredible that you were able to have that opportunity and that experience and to teach Tim Tebow of all people too. How was that? Was that fun?
It was awesome. He was a very nice guy. I gave him 100% for best effort, like I always say to
Love
people.
it.
Yes.
But he did do well.
Yes, he did.
He is an athlete.
Yes, he did.
He wasn't a terrible surfer. He did a good job. So another great thing about Layla is Layla loves to give back to her community being the special needs community. So she will donate art to raise money for certain events. But it's not just autism. It's Down syndrome and also the cystic fibrosis community. A friend of hers is living with cystic fibrosis, and she found out about an opportunity where she could not only raise money and awareness for that illness, but she could also push herself and set a really high bar and challenge herself. So when she was 14, she set out to start training for this event, and I'll let her tell you the rest.
Yes, and it took me, oh, since it
What's it
was,
called?
oh, right. It was the race was called the Crossing for Cystic Fibrosis, and it's a challenge that takes you all the way from Bimini, Bahamas, all the way to Lake Worth, Florida, and it's total of 80 miles.
Oh my
Pitch
goodness
black,
sakes.
no light, no light on a boat except for the moonlight, and probably 6 to 8 foot waves or unpredictable weather.
Hmm.
Unpredictable ways. It changes. It's not always 6 to 8,
No, um,
but it's scary.
yeah, a year after I attempted, it was like clear glass. It was like super flat.
Yeah, we missed that
Oh,
year,
dang
sadly.
it.
Sadly. And they haven't had
But
another year like that, I don't think.
yeah, but the fact that you were actually like that you were willing to try that for especially for your friend, that's amazing that you love to give back. I absolutely love that. But then also that you were able to be brave enough to give that a shot and that to give that a try. Do you think that what Baby Otter taught you helped you to have that bravery and to be able to go after some of these things?
Yeah, definitely. And if it hadn't been Miss Mindy and Miss Marlene, I wouldn't have been able to have been a strong swimmer, and I wouldn't have been able to have the courage to tell my mom, "Hey, I want to try the crossing for cystic fibrosis." I actually have a stand-up paddleboarding coach who who coached me in a stand-up paddleboarding team in Broward County for Special Olympics, and she taught me everything I knew in a couple of years.
Layla was 14 when she started training, then COVID hit. She was 16 the first time she ever attempted. She was the youngest to ever attempt this and still holds the record for being the youngest to ever attempt it.
That's amazing.
And the first person who's openly autistic to ever attempt it, and she's now attempted it twice. The other thing is what Marlene and Mindy gave to her. If she didn't have it, I wouldn't be able to let her do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Yep.
know her, and I know she knows safety, and I know that she knows her limits.
Yeah.
She knows the power. She has respect for the water.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to say. She has respect. They gave her respect for the water. The water is fun, the water is wonderful, but it's also very dangerous, and you have to know when it's time.
What do you want other special needs kids to know about what they're capable of, Layla?
What I tell people, and if there's something that you really want to do, and if there's a goal that you really want to achieve, you just go for it. You just train hard and work hard. Trust me, it'll pay off in the end.
Capable of anything, right?
Yes, as long as you give it a try.
Maybe even if you're patient with yourself while you're trying, because maybe kids will give
Yes.
up if after the first try, but if you're patient and you keep trying, you can succeed.
Yeah, but it takes a lot of mentality and mental strength. It takes a lot of mental strength to get through challenges that I have been through.
But they can do it,
But
right?
yes,
Absolutely.
and
Don't let anybody tell you you can't.
yeah, and if I can do it, you can do it.
Absolutely. Oh, I love that. I seriously have like had goosebumps this whole interview. I just love your guys' story. So, what would you say directly to the Baby Otter team? And then Layla, after, what would you say to future families who are looking for something like this?
I think it made me cry. Okay. Don't laugh at me because I'm
not.
crying.
I'm not.
She laughs at me. I told her, don't laugh at me when I'm crying.
No,
I know it's
I'm
gonna hurt.
not.
What I would like to say to the current Baby Otter family and the staff, keep doing what you're doing. Every day I sleep better at night knowing that you're saving lives one by one. What I would like to say to the team that taught my children is thank you for giving them pride in themselves, keeping them safe, giving them a way to exercise, not just physically, but mentally. It taught my son how to regulate his emotions. Um, I don't even know if there's enough time to go through everything that something that people think is so simple has given to my children. It's not simple. It is the greatest gift that anybody has ever given my children. We didn't know if we were going to be able to pay for it, but we figured it out, and I'm glad that we did. It was worth every single penny and then some. The things, everything that and this is going to sound ridiculous, but everything that my children have done after that has started with Baby Otter, treating them like human beings and giving them the opportunity and showing them that, yes, there are people that are going to shut you down, but there are people that will embrace you and treat you with grace and kindness. And that is Marlene and Mindy. We love them. They are our family.
Definitely. And you did mention something earlier that I wanted you to maybe talk on is that they didn't just have you do your lessons and then leave you alone to the rest of your life and never were in contact with you again. You mentioned something that they continued. Can you, do you want
Yes. Yes. Anytime that Marlene and Mindy were available to come to the children's competitions, they were there. We have countless pictures of Marlene and Mindy hugging Layla with her gold medals. Um, Marlene, actually, the last competition they came to, Marlene came with me to one of Layla's very special open water swims in Orlando.
Oh, I didn't
It
know
was,
that.
yeah, it was Layla pushing herself very hard. She was very stressed out, but she did it. She swam a 10K for the first time in open water
that's amazing.
with Marlene watching and cheering her on.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful, and we're so thankful for their support.
And that's something, Baby Otter, we love your kids until the end of time. We'll keep checking on them every year. And from then on, we love to hear updates on your kids and where they're at and what they've done. And it's been so fun to see Layla through the years and all the things that she's been able to accomplish. And we've been so proud that she's an ambassador of ours and we're going to use her more in our business. But Layla, what would you like to say to future Baby Otter families that could be watching this?
What would you say, like, to maybe a mom who might want to pull her child out if they cry during the lessons and get sad? What would you tell them?
I would say, don't just give them a chance. Just give them a shot at it. Learning how to swim can really save people's lives. It did the same for me and Indy.
Mhm.
It can do the same for you. As long as you give your kids a chance to learn and grow.
And crying's not so bad.
Yeah,
You can survive
definitely.
it.
So, what's next for Layla? And are there any more competitions or goals on the horizon that you have?
I actually have a competition that is out of state, but not only out of state, but it's out of the US. It's at a Caribbean island, and I'm going to be competing in a very long open water swimming with the Miami team.
That's amazing. How long do you know? How long, what's the open water
Mm,
swim distance?
It's definitely longer than a half a mile.
I think she has an option of a half, 1 mile or 2 mile, and she usually is a 1 mile swimmer, but I think this time she's pushing to 2 miles.
Yeah, I think so.
Amazing. You can do it. We will cheer you on.
It's Barbados.
Oh, Barbados.
Barbados.
Oh,
Barbados.
Okay.
yes. Yeah, yeah, Barbados.
When is
And
this
she
coming up?
always, it's in November,
Yes.
And also, she competes every single summer in Special Olympics. So she has 3 competitions every summer.
Cool.
Right?
Yes.
But her, I got a good one. What's your best stroke?
Butterfly. My best stroke is the
Oh,
butterfly. A lot of people say it's the hardest, and some say it's their best stroke is the freestyle, or backstroke or breaststroke,
Her backstroke makes me cry.
and some.
It's
yeah.
beautiful. It's so
Oh,
beautiful. But her, woo, her fly is beast mode.
I feel like I am the strongest in a butterfly, and I feel like I can lead a relay team doing a butterfly.
cool. Definitely. Love it. Well, thank you guys so much for being on here. Really quick, Layla, I want you to share your Instagram handles, your
Yes.
anything that you do, like your art stuff you do. I'd love to be able to share that on our channel so that others can find you and see what you're doing and what you're all about and all of this art stuff.
I have two actually. I have a Title Queen Layla, which has all my posts in it, and on Facebook, I have Dancing Red Panda, which is my Facebook art store. It's been running for 10 years.
That's amazing. And you really are extremely talented artist. I love seeing all of your art posts. Actually, my favorite one was the egg. Didn't you just paint an egg for a charity
Oh,
event
yes,
or
I did.
something?
It
Oh,
was for a company.
yeah, it was beautiful, beautifully done. So
Thank
go
you.
check her out. Go check out her Paddle Queen Layla, and you can follow along her journey. And hopefully, she'll share more about her Barbados swim and then her competitions this summer. And then also, her art is phenomenal. You guys can purchase her art. You are truly inspiring. Definitely want to maybe have more interviews with you so we can hear even deeper into some of the things that you're doing. But I just am so thankful that you guys were willing to come on today and share your amazing, heartfelt story. I was crying. I have goosebumps. It's incredible the things that we were able to do in your life because of Baby Otter. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course.
Absolutely. It's the least we can do given what they've given to us.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us today and check us for more autism awareness posts and also more swimming lesson and franchising opportunities. So thanks and have a good day.